Hey everybody, good evening. Hey, thank you for joining today. Today I kind of wanted to go a little bit different, and I decided to do a video on pathological lying. So, and this is actually very, very closely related to, sociopath, psychopathy, that sort of thing. The cluster B category types for personality disorders, narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths. So, what I want to do is just kind of get into that. It's kind of why I do these like this. But let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, basically, pathological lying and psychopathy, sociopaths, psychopaths are very much intertwined. And it kind of goes, without saying that everybody lies. We know that, but there is a difference between, someone telling, maybe a white lie to kind of, make someone else feel better, or, maybe if you're a kid and you're scared, you got, an F on your report card and you don't want to get in trouble, and you just kind of, oh, I don't have my report card, kind of thing. And then you have those that lie habitually, and they do this with ill intent. It's never, anything of a good nature. And what I'm talking about are pathological liars. And so like I said, they do this with the intent to manipulate, specific individuals for a desired outcome of personal gain. So there's always some kind of, motive or something, just some underhanded shit kind of going on in there. And these people, I associate it this way. Pathological liars are pathological liars. Those people are psychopaths. Okay, same thing. Doesn't matter. The research that I've done, basically all pathological liars, every single one of them has a personality disorder coupled with it. So with that being said, it would, fall into the more psychopathic spectrum, and I really hate saying that. A lot of people say, okay, well, psychopaths, sociopaths is the same thing. It is not, and I'm going to get into that too as well. But basically, pathological lying is the opposite of normal. Normal people just don't go around lying about anything and everything all day long, and that sort of thing. And another thing too that kind of makes the pathological liar, in psychopathy intertwined, is that the psychopathic liar, from a pathological standpoint, the lies and the quickness and the sharpness and the wit that they have to come up and fabricate these lies is completely beyond the scope of any normal, any normal emotion or any normal thought pattern that normal people have. I mean, these people can lie on a whim. Yes, most lies are damaging, which, we understand, like I said, as well. These lies do, have ill intent. They're malevolent intent. They're manipulative, and they will go on about things, distorting the truth, distorting facts, that sort of thing. And also, be warned too that people that lie habitually like this, other disturbing traits and behaviors will arise, or if they have already, you probably just failed to see them. There's always red flags. So a habitual or pathological liar will never just be a liar. There's always going to be something else, some other kind of traits or behaviors with that. Lying to them is just like breathing. It's very, very easy. It's just a normal, heartbeat, a blinking of the eye, taking an air kind of thing. Lying by psychopaths, basically a couple things here. This is used as a manipulation tool. And the first way that they use, the pathological liar uses lying, is they do this in order to dominate others. Okay. And they do this because relationships, whether they be, romantic or, personal work, that sort of thing, these people are objectified. So they're not people. And these relationships, so on and so forth, they're just games to, these pathological liars, these psychopaths, really. I mean, that's what they are, and that sort of thing. And what they will do is they will rationalize their lies. They will go into explicit detail as to justify their objectification. They are justifying the way that they are exploiting these people. I mean, because that's really what it's about. It's purely exploitative, and it's not okay. But in their minds, they rationalize it like, oh, okay, objects or things, things aren't people. They don't have feelings, That's what I'm talking about. So it's a little messed up there. But basically, deception gives the psychopath, the pathological liar, the upper hand, in the sense that what this does is the deception that they're using and the lies that they're, spinning and telling you, because really you accept things as face value. This gives them an unfair advantage on, what I call the playing field. So they're going to know that, only you're not going to know that. Basically lying is integral to the psychopathic nature. Basically what they're going to do is they're going to create a false sense of who they are, and they're going to try to incorporate other things such as mirroring, which we had also discussed too. Mirroring is very, very common in the sense that, most people feel comfortable with people that tend to resemble themselves, or if they have qualities or traits, like themselves, maybe certain stances, or, the way they talk, or, so on and so forth, that sort of thing. And what this does, these false images, is it's done in a way to make the target, the person who's being lied to, it impairs their ability to make logical and rational decisions, because it's sort of in the sense that because they are being misled, once they are hooked, okay, the lie is the bait. Okay, so once they're kind of hooked in and they give you that false sense, the pathological liar is going to kind of reel you in, but he's going to sprinkle, just little bits of truth here and there, just kind of keep you in. And what this does is this keeps you playing their game. So they're going to know that, only you're not going to know that, but that's why we're having this discussion. So basically they lie through a couple techniques also as well. The evasion, they're very, very evasive, with their answers. And my favorite is the withholding of information. Oh yeah, you might have a list this long of information, but they're probably going to tell you that much, and maybe not go into any more detail, because to them that's not lying. They just didn't tell you every single thing, so they're not lying. This is their mentality. It's bullshit. That's a lie. No. So no. But anyway, okay, so these people, they lie because they want to. There's, most of the time, yes, it is, for personal gain, manipulation tactic, that sort of thing. But the thing about psychopaths, it's different than sociopaths and narcissists with pathological lying, is this factor. Pathological lying, okay, is considered, when you lie, well, obviously, compulsive liar, that sort of thing, when you lie for things that I like the saying, you lie when you don't have to. About anything. That would be like me asking somebody, oh, how old are you? Oh, and they're like 40. Oh, I'm 2. Okay, well, why would you even lie about that? Like, there's no personal gain, there's no rhyme, there's no reason. That's more of a pathological level. That's the psychopath. Now, if I said, okay, well, how old are you? You got to be 21 to get in, and, wherever, you're at and they say, oh, I'm 21 and they're really 18. That's more, kind of a manipulation as in a sociopath narcissist. It's not really a pathological, because they're doing it with an intent of personal gain. Pathological liars do it a lot of times because they want to, because they can, and the problem with this here too is the ultimate lie that I've noticed a lot of male psychopaths and pathological liars will use is the phrase, I love you. They do not love you. They don't even know what love is. They don't have the mental capacity for that. They can feel lust and they can feel anger, but love, it's a foreign concept to them. Okay, so moving forward, basically, and as well, I just want to, kind of hit on this too. Pathological lying, psychopaths feel a very shallow sense of pleasure that is derived, from these lies, and it's sort of like, what I just said about the, they're lying when they don't have to, and it's kind of like they're very, very skilled at fabricating these tales, and people are like, who the hell would this even really happen to? But what they'll do is they'll sprinkle in, little bits, like I said, of, the truth, and it makes their story more credible. So people believe it, and so they're not gonna stop and say, okay, well, what about, whatever. They're not gonna question it because, oh, nothing would really, nobody would make something like that up. Okay. And in turn, people feed into that. Basically, they enjoy constructing, pathological liars enjoy constructing a false sense of reality. So what this does, these lies, everything that's going on, is it satiates their need for power for themselves, the need to have that dominance, that power over someone, because I'm lying to you straight face, only you're not going to know, you don't know, you're part of a game and you don't know it. It's kind of like a haha, for them, but it also serves as a form of entertainment for them, and that's kind of fucked up. Basically, like I said, psychopaths, they lie effortlessly. They get the pleasure from lying. And the reason this is because psychopaths and pathological liars, which I'm saying psycho, not really socio, but psychopaths, they lack the normal range for emotional capacity like a normal person would. And, I hate saying that, normal, abnormal, but pathological liars versus non-pathological liars. I think that's probably a better term. But anyway, a lot of times they do this because they're bored, empty, lonely. They lack empathy. Psychopaths and pathological liars, they do not feel shame or remorse. All of these components put together, the feeling of, bored, loneliness, and, no remorse, no shame, all these components together, allows them to spin situations, that allows them to gaslight their victims, the people that they're telling these, incredible lies to, but basically they can apologize with no shame. And I do want to hit on this. Pathological liars, I've had my fair share, especially, with men, some girls, what I talk about, and they will look at you, and they will look you in the eyes, they will lie to you, they will apologize straight face, without ever flinching. And the way that they do that makes you believe that they are sincere, and they're not. Okay, and that's really, really sad that someone can look at you and make you feel a certain way, and they feel absolutely nothing. And it does break my heart, but, moving forward, but anyway, psychos lie, to people to get them to feel sorry for them. So what they're going to do is they're going to play this sympathy card, and they're going to feed and play off of your emotions. Okay. And so when they do this, this is another form of exploiting others, because people naturally really want to help people. I mean, if you saw, maybe a pregnant woman or something who dropped a bag of groceries, 9 out of 10 people are probably going to try to help her. I mean, it's just rule of thumb. But anyway, they use, deception, pathological liars, and fabricate stories. They can fake illnesses. They talk about crazy exes. Oh, she's psychotic. She's a whore. I don't know why she's doing this, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. If you want to see something else about that too, you can always check out the Player 1 and 2 video. There's a lot of good tips in there. But anyway, so what they do is they create as many sob stories as they need to bring these people into their game, because that's what it all is. It's all about the game. It's just a game to them. It's fun. Your feelings and emotions have absolutely no value to them. And if you share them with them, they're not going to have value to them. The only thing that they will be valuable of is using your emotions against you. And that's fucked up. So that's why I'm trying to help you here, okay? But basically, lying is central to the psychopathic personality. With that being said, it can't be separated from another behavior. Lying is integrated completely with how they think and behave. Lying and psychopathy go together. Lying cannot be separate in and of itself. Okay, so that's also something else, people need to understand and learn about. But basically, habitual lying, it's not normal. It's always a telltale sign that there is an underlying psychopathic or a personality disorder with that. So how do psychopaths know? Do they know that they're lying, or are they unaware? The problem is we don't know. It's been stated that, sometimes they can believe their own lies to the point to where it's a delusional state for them. But there's also been studies where the psychopaths will admit the lies that they've told, being lies. So it kind of leads you to think, oh, well, they do know what they're doing. It's a debate. I don't think we're ever going to know, truly, because how do we know that they're not lying, But anyway, basically, pathological lying, psychologists agree that it could be rooted in shame. They do this, because it's easier. If you think about it, a lie they will escalate and escalate and escalate and escalate a lie, okay, to construct and to, weave this, this alternate reality of theirs, this, their lying world. I call it alternate reality. And, when they stay in this kind of alternate reality, because it's a lot easier than dealing with the real world, dealing with reality in the real world. And, and that's horrible. Negative reactions of others have no bearings, to psychopathic, individuals, pathological liars. So is it a delusion, or are they manipulating? You got to remember, pathological liars have no limits. This is someone who consistently manipulates others. They do not care. They have, no regard for your feelings or emotions unless it is to benefit them. I just want to go over this real quick. Though pathological liars have a different brain chemistry makeup than we do. The prefrontal cortex, which we had discussed, they have a 22 to 26% higher white matter count of the brain matter, which in turn is our capacity for deception. So that's always something else to, kind of recognize. But anyway, guys, as always, thank you for joining. And if you would, join me tomorrow and have a great discussion then. Bye.